Hello, everyone, and welcome to our new feature we have called Tavern's Top 10, or Triple T for short. Here's where we just Tavern. We should get some dubstep in it later in post-production, maybe just to make
I'd
Graham
have to
happy.
hear that's cool.
So we're going to go through our top 10 of a certain franchise, series, genre, and we'll discuss a bit more in depth about why we picked these top 10. Kind of everyone loves a list. So why not jump on the bandwagon and also do our own lists? So for this first one we're doing is first-person shooters. So I guess we're going to go in take turns. Ish. And we discuss. So I guess we're going to go from 10 to 1 and discuss our favourite games.
Cool.
So I guess if we do a last little countdown, we'll reveal our 10th game
Okay.
in 3, 2, and 1. Doom, Call of Duty Ghosts, and
Hang on.
Fear.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
So hear me out.
No, I don't want to hear you out. What's this all about? Graham, tell him. What the fuck?
Salty already.
So the reason it gets just into my top 10 is because I've had some very fond memories of playing Extinction a lot with good friends from back in the day.
Yeah.
So I played a lot of Extinction. I remember trying to get world first and stuff, trying when the first came out.
Oh, of course it would be Chivos, wouldn't it?
Chivos were there, of course. But, just obviously it's just a brilliant franchise. They added kind of more content. And I never was a fan of zombies. When they did the Extinction mode, purely for that was top 10 for me.
Very nice.
But why Fear?
Fear is a tremendous fucking video game. It's like a survival horror-ish, but first-person shooter-ish. And it used like bullet time, so like as was popular with what's it called, the Matrix films and stuff like that. That sort of inspired a lot of games to do it, and it had a fantastic visual style, fantastic like weird, creepy story, and the combat was fucking awesome. It was really like meaty. Like when you get in there, you're blowing the guys to chunks, and when you slow it down, everything's just going all over the place and just exploding into lots of gory messes. And yeah, it's a fucking brilliant game. The sequels weren't quite up to the first one, I think, but yeah, the first game, fucking brilliant. Absolutely, really enjoyed it. And Graham,
Yes.
Doom.
How can you not have an FPS and don't think of this one? This is like quintessential FPS. And yeah, when you think of FPS, it's one of the ones that definitely comes to my head. That it's repeated tune.
I think that. Oh god, that joins into your head a lot.
And a little bass in the middle as you sort of looking across.
You're thinking original Doom, like 1990.
Oh yeah, OG Doom,
whatever it is.
No, not the remakes and stuff.
Yeah. Not the remake.
No. And the reason why it's so low on the list is because you couldn't jump. Old school.
No. Jumping is.
Could you even look up and down? I don't think you could you? I think it was just
yeah, I think it was just
no, it was just straight.
Yeah,
it was straightforward. You could strafe a lot. That's better. That's how you used to play.
Strafing.
Just lots of strafe.
How far was coming?
Yeah, definitely a sort of a milestone kind of gaming to sort of that kind of 3D style FPS. But yeah, definitely just had to be in the list of FPS. It's definitely one that comes to mind.
Nice. There's some solid choices there. I am surprised at Ghosts, I must admit.
I mean, like I say, for me, it's just quintessential.
Are you saying you don't believe in Ghosts, Jay?
I don't believe in Call of Duty Ghosts.
It's my favourite Call of Duty. It's always been controversial, but will never ever stop being my favourite Call of Duty.
Very nice. Very nice.
Okay. 9 in 3, 2, 1. Ooh, GoldenEye. Oh. Go on, Jay.
Golden. I mean, how like Graham was saying with Doom, how can you not have GoldenEye in the list somewhere? But as I put my list together, it started off quite high up and it gradually got nudged further and further down. And it made it off the list at one point, but I changed my mind, put it back on. I mean, it's classic first person shooter we ever really got into, especially the multiplayer. Many late nights around Graham's house, playing till stupid o'clock in the morning, trying to slap old Job with Jaws and realizing he's way too low. And yeah, just filling the level with proximity mines and trying to grind it down to a halt. And the single player was really awesome as well. I like the different objectives and the difficulties adding more objectives rather than just getting harder and like the combat and stuff. I wish more games would do that now.
Slappers only.
Yeah, I think for me, GoldenEye, best game mode ever is slappers only, one hit, one kill, big head.
I like a bit of
Suddenly,
storylines in the world.
and everybody go.
The grunts.
what's the greatest gun in the world?
Mob.
The club. Damn
The
right.
club.
Dual wielding the
Dual-wielding
clubs.
clubs.
You might as well fucking tickle them to death. But yeah. Excellent. Excellent. Really good start to the shooting. And yeah, great multiplayer. Great
Yeah,
multiplayer.
I think for me, Borderlands, it's probably one of the. I kind of when I started playing it, I was very much into my WoW days, and I think when they have brought like a kind of loot system into Borderlands, it's like, oh, this could be fun. Obviously, it wasn't as much in depth as MMO, because obviously it was just mainly just gaining guns, and every time you went for another zone, a better, powerful gun would be there for you to use. But I still think the storyline was solid. None of them have ever beaten the first one, even the second or third just never really tickled me.
No.
But the first one, the OG one, was just brilliant storyline, kind of new, kind of open world genre, and like not open world, new kind of loot system into gaming. And yeah, just Claptrap was brilliant, and the kind of comedic effect of that, and yeah, just really solid storyline.
Yeah, and I picked Rainbow Six Siege as it's just again have a lot of fond memories of, even though I'm surprised, or not surprisingly, massively crap at it. But it's just it was just fun as a gathering just to sort of play this and sort of try your best to set up shop or prepare the attack, and it's just the amount of sort of developments they put into it. Sort of it kept it fresh for so long, and it's still sort of played quite a lot now. But yeah, unless you've gone kind of early, all the people that just sort of memorized every nook and cranny kind of really sort of killed the vibe of that game. But if you played with the similar kind of level people, that game can be sort of great fun with a group of friends to sort of really casually enjoy. And it just promotes that right level of teamwork and just having the right sort of, playing with different style characters with different unique talents that suit your style. And it's, just a lot of sort of the actual FPS part of it. It's still decent in its own right as an FPS and shooter, but it's tough. If you're not great at FPS, it's really tough.
Yeah.
No, definitely, yeah. We might be seeing it later on the list, but for me, yeah.
It's one I like. We played obviously quite a lot, like you said, Gray, back in the day with us and Pete and Jake, and I played against some of my other friends from way back in the day, and they play it like almost professionally. And the difference was night and day. I was like, I can't hang with you. Like, I am absolutely fucking shocking. They were like, doing all the ducking and weaving and knowing all, like you said, knowing all the nooks and crannies of the maps. And I'm just like headlights, Leroy Jenkins into the fucking room. Like, no, yeah, great game, though. Great game.
Perfect. All right, number 8. 3, 2, 1. So again, yeah. So we quickly talk about my one. Yeah, Rainbow Six Siege, similar concept to what Graham was saying. Brilliant social gathering game. Again, it said after a while I did kill it a bit because obviously everyone knew all the bones. But it was one of the first games that taught me how to pre-fire, so I'll never forget that. But yeah, solid title for me. Don't need to go more into it.
Nice. Graham, you want to go next?
Yeah, Halo 2, another one of these sort of epic titles. I remember being younger and sort of seeing it at the show with the horrific sort of TV advert playing on
Take
loop.
it.
And yeah, after the original, this was like the anticipation for this one is probably a lot that you've kind of felt for a game. Is definitely in sort of the top 3 of something that you just couldn't wait to get your hands on and play, and we queued up for hours to freaking get
was it a 4-hour queue? I think we played,
wasn't it? Ridiculous.
Waited to play that. Yeah.
Jeez, I couldn't even imagine doing that now, but it's just what you did. And yeah, it took it to that next level. It's quite rare that a sequel can sort of hold itself up, but I think Halo 2 did a pretty good job in multiplayer ways. It was, great fun. And sort of playing that with your friends, that's when we were kind of still young and sort of getting stuck into titles like this in multiplayer mode.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, great on its own as the storyline. I mean, I'm not going to lie, the storyline was hard as balls to follow anyway of what the hell was going on, but still, play through the campaign was still pretty decent.
Yeah, the campaign was good, but yeah, like you said, they really went way too deep into the lore, a little too much at some point. But yeah, the multiplayer, especially when you get called a cornbread online,
No, your mum's a cornbread.
Your
one,
mum's
Also-
a cornbread. Yeah, we had
Well,
some
so
great times
playing
playing that.
you picking Call of Duty makes me your mom's the most elusive woman in the planet.
Well, much like Graham was saying with like Halo, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare come at the right time where I had all the time in the world to play multiplayer games, and it was a fucking great game. And I don't know how many hours I put into the multiplayer, but that's the one I definitely played the longest. And I mean, I would say I got quite good at it. I probably didn't, but for me, in the general scheme of things, I got relatively decent at it. And yeah, I thought it's one of the best feeling like shooters, especially online. Introducing being able to penetrate the walls with your bullets, kinky, and yeah, just all the different perks and stuff you get from like what they call kill streaks. Was it the kill
Yeah.
streak rewards where
Kill
you get
Streak
like
rewards, yeah.
3, 5, and 7? I think it was to start with, wasn't it? In Modern Warfare. And then obviously the single player campaign as well, short and sweet, but fucking what's a bunch of iconic missions like all gillied up, the one in Ukraine, is it Pripyat, where you got to defend at the Ferris wheel.
Yes.
And you have to. I can't remember the guy you're defending, but yeah, load of awesome missions, awesome multiplayer, really good.
Yeah, so yeah, really good multiplayer. I think Modern Warfare 2 as well is quite peak on those Modern Warfare eras of multiplayer will
Yeah,
peak.
yeah, nice.
Nice. And number 7.
Nice.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, dun 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 dun.
Go on, Jay. Bioshock.
Bioshock, I mean, classic first-person shooter set under the sea. Under the sea. Obviously, I'm a big fan of water, so that was a big selling point for me.
No, you don't have
But
to.
we played. I love the different powers, the weird storyline, the different fighting the splicers and the little sisters and the big daddies and all that. And it was a fantastic looking game. And I like the story, like I said, story with the big twist, which I'm sure at this point you must know. But would you kindly? All the stuff around that, and Andrew Ryan and Frank Fontaine and everything else, and yeah, absolutely brilliant. The ending boss fight was a little bit shit, but the lead up to it and all of the, like I said, different powers and the puzzles and the combat scenarios, fucking brilliant game, absolutely brilliant. Definitely, I'll prefer that to the Infinite and Bioshock 2 as well. Really, really good.
Definitely a good one. For me, Half-Life 2, yeah, fantastic little title, big title, should we say?
Little time, definitely little.
Title. The better one, like say, for example, again, sometimes some sequels don't really work, but for me, Half-Life 2 was a much better sequel to the original game. Fantastic. Just the whole storyline was brilliant. It wasn't too difficult to follow. And I just thought, it was just kind of enjoyable. There was a lot of going back and forth with the car, and his handling was dreadful, but I still found such a brilliant game to me to play, and I just think Gordon Freeman, and just can't really knock it. Really, just the whole kind of world and entity in it, and it upsets me there's no Half-Life 3. They did 2 episodes, which were brilliant, and left it on a cliffhanger.
Massive cliffhanger.
No, huge cliffhanger, and then nothing ever since. I'm hoping one day they just literally go. Be random news article saying, "Oh, Half-Life 3's out on Steam. Go and get it." Yeah,
That would be nice. That'd be the ideal. Do you ever play Half-Life Alyx, the VR
I
version?
haven't got
I would
VR.
like to play it, but I haven't got anything capable enough to play it. But yeah, well, maybe we'll see more about Half-Life 2 at some point later on. But Graham,
Yes.
you picked an interesting choice there.
Yeah, Far Cry 4 is the first one I actually did my toe in, the first one I touched in the series, and it's the one with Pagan Min on the front, and it's a game that you can literally complete within the first kind of 10 minutes of the game if you just don't get up from the table and just sit with Pagan Min. And,
Oh yes, brilliant! I remember that. Yeah, you just sit there and wait, and the game ends.
I literally did that. I completed the game in 10 minutes. Okay, well, surely you're not supposed to. Had to restart the game again. And
£70 well spent. Thank you.
That's it. Off I go every time.
But the Far Cry series is obviously pretty decent to get stuck into, and it was everything that caught my attention. Graphically great, the gameplay was kind of great on it, and the storyline, I mean, it's quite good on Far Cry. It's something you can literally sort of get into and then think, that's a series I can probably tap into, and they do it pretty damn well. And yeah, there's just, I mean, similar in the styles of like Assassin's Creed. It's almost got like an RPG-ish element to it, with so many different side things to do. You don't have to sort of concentrate on the full game through. There's so much to do, and yeah, definitely sort of the one that really kind of got me into the series, because I have played other ones in the series, but that's definitely a decent one.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Do you know what? I knew when we started doing this, there'd be someone mention something like, "I didn't think of that," and you've done it. But we can maybe have a little roundup at the end. But yes. Okay. Let's. I guess we're on to number 6 now. Are we?
Number 6. Yep. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Oh. So has anybody had the same yet? I don't think we have. Have we?
No,
Not
none of us
in the
did.
same number. I should.
No,
Not in the
yet.
same one, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I'll go first. For me, Apex Legend, as soon as it first kind of dropped, I think pretty much for a whole, pretty much probably a year and a bit, I was solidly playing that game. I just found it brilliant. The whole loot system, the whole kind of respawn, which again Fortnite style, just all fantastic. All the characters and different gaming. Caustic was always my favorite, my bae. Just absolutely brilliant game. Like I couldn't put it down. Every morning, every night, I'll be like going home. I thought, okay, let's play. What game should I play next? And I always get, okay, let's start this. And I go to start something, and then 10 minutes in, go, actually, no, I can't bother. Back to Apex. I'll just be constantly playing Apex. I've had a couple of guys online who are making random games and played them a few times and getting a few wins, which is always good fun. Playing with Dan was always even though he's not that great, it was always a good laugh. Even with Jamie as well playing, just always good laugh. Always trying to get you guys to rope in to play. And for me, I was always happy just doing some streams online. Even with Pete, it was a good laugh, and we managed to get one win. It was amazing, good fun. I think the sense of satisfaction, sense of urgency as well, because it was quite fast paced. Where stuff like PUBG or Fortnite can be quite slow and hidey. Apex, you're always on the move. And my favourite win will always be the one where I saw no one the whole map and I won. Still got a screenshot where it's got 0, 0, 0, 0, the whole team. Like zero damage, 0 kills, everything's just pure 0. Didn't see anyone the whole map. I managed to win. Don't know how, but it's brilliant.
Carried. That's what it is. Carried.
Not even carried. We're carried because none of us killed anyone. None of us damaged anyone. None of us killed anyone. Saw no one the whole map. But yeah, go on. Rainbow Six Vegas.
Rainbow Six Vegas specifically. Yeah, I was back and forth like you guys picked Siege already, but I had such a good time playing specifically the terrorist hunt mode on Rainbow Six Vegas, going through the challenges and trying to do it all on, I forget what it was, whatever the hardest difficulty was. Me and an old friend, we used to sit there and we'd like finish work at the same time late in the evening, and we'd sit up all night till like 6, 7 in the morning just trying to get through these levels. And it was such good fun because with just 2 of us, it was even extra harder because they were designed for like 4 players. So we're watching the 6 and doing all the corner peeking and that, and then we get right to the last person and we'd get shot in the face. We're like, oh, that was an hour. We have to start again. All right, let's start again. Let's do it. And we'd never really complained about having to do it over and over again. And the single player was good as well, giving it the old voice chat communication to your AI team when they listened. Didn't listen very often, but yeah, the multiplayer was good, but the terrorist hunt was really what sold it for me. I fucking loved that mode.
Great.
Yeah, and I just picked a game that just lives long in the memory. So many different sort of layers to this game. Come get some. It's just so many phrases that can just ring so many bells for this one. And just remember playing it on the Saturn, and it was just, yeah, it had a couple of different elements to it. It had a crude element to it, a comedic element to it, and it was like the first game that had like strippers on the table. When it was like, it's such poorly graphics, it was almost like, oh, you're playing a naughty game.
Well, teenage Jamie and Graham, I'm sure, enjoyed those when they opened their bra up for 5 seconds. Mum, don't come in, Mum.
But yeah, but it was just a kind of a great playthrough, great fun, and one of my most fun FPSs to play.
Nice,
decent, nice,
and it's nice.
Cool. All right, top 5 now. Let's do it. 3, 2, 1. Hey, we got a match.
We got a match.
Snap.
Yay.
Snap indeed. Gentlemen, go on and tell me all about your opinions on Bioshock because I've already mentioned it.
So yeah, like I say, for me, underwater, the whole kind of plasmids and just, I need to say the word nice there. I'm trying to avoid that word. But yeah,
Would
all
you
the
nicely?
plasmids, nice. Would you nicely? Yeah, would they? The whole in the storyline of Would You Kindly, the final boss was brilliant. Again, the big daddies, all that kind of thing, all intertwined. Again, even that there was no boats because all underwater, it was great. I just think the whole, just a perfect storyline, a perfect length as well. It wasn't too long, didn't overstay its welcome. Some games can go push it a bit too far. I felt like Bioshock was the perfect amount of game with storyline and how it ramped up. Just brilliant.
Yeah, I think it merged that bit of a lot of mystery about it, that kind of eerie thriller about it, combined with RPG elements of the sort of the plasmids, the different powers you can kind of pick up and use, and decision making. Like I said, it was kind of one of those hybrids of FPS stroke RPG that sort of, me being an RPG fan, it kind of brought me into that kind of territory. And I enjoyed it. The story was immense, and it had that twist that everyone knows now, but the twist that catches you out.
It
Okay, we
was,
won't talk about Jamie's and his one side. Number 4.
Well,
Yeah.
at the time, I'll count to a Bioshock. At the time, that twist did come out of nowhere. No one saw that coming. That was
Oh no, yeah, I did
one
not.
of those
I did not expect
few
it at all.
big moments in the game where it's sort of, they revealed it, and you're like, "Are you?
Oh,
what?
yeah.
Are you? Hang on, what?" And then he's like, "You motherfucker!" This whole
Yeah,
time.
it's one of those things you just think, oh yeah. So actually, I was just being manipulated. Like you don't really think about it because you think, oh, you're just doing this for the guy following the storyline, and yeah, actually, no, yeah, you were actually manipulated to do all of it.
The entire
Absolutely
time, and I've often wanted to buy the collection on the Xbox, like one of the Series S, whatever. It's like £8 normally for all 3 games, but I don't know if it'd have the same impact playing through it again. I'm not sure. I'm sure it'd still be very good, but
I
the
did
whole
it
time
before
I'd be
again.
like, I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think when I played it through again on the Xbox, it's like I know what you're doing. I know why you're saying this.
Yeah.
But when you play it the second time, you kind of notice it. But then you think, oh yeah, you would never notice before because you think he's just being a polite man telling you to go and do this. So you just
Would you
go, okay.
would you kindly go and shoot the mill in the face? Would you kindly? Ah, damn you! Yes, that's good. That's good. Anyway, better game, of course, is Left 4 Dead, which is co-op
Hello.
zombie shooting. Again, like we said about like Halo and Call of Duty. Excuse me, like perfect time and place really where we could spend a lot of time playing multiplayer games. And I know you guys didn't necessarily enjoy it so much. Me, especially because Pete played quite a lot. And the first game in particular, fucking perfectly paced maps. The 4 characters, they sort of would make little dialogue quips as you're playing through, and they were really funny and really entertaining. Like asking for pain pills here, and Francis and I forget the other guy's name now. They're always bickering between each other. And I just like the sort of onslaught of zombies and the way the AI director would change things up as you go. So if you're having an easy time of it, they'd be like, "Here you go, have a fucking tank and a witch and a boomer and stuff all at the same time." And if you're struggling, they'll ease up a little bit and give you a chance, and then give you some health packs and some ammo, and then be like, "Haha, fuck you! Here's another tank and a boomer and a witch and I forget what's the one with the tongue that sticks out.
Sticker.
I was going to say liquor, but that's
Liquor,
evil.
that's
Sticker. Hunter.
There was a hunter, the one that jumped on. It doesn't matter anyway.
Pedophile?
But it was fun, and obviously there was also the multiplayer where you could play as the infected as well, the special infected. So you could have 4v4, and that was really really fun as well. But yeah, I just love that whole bonkers going through and yeah, trying to get from A to B. It got a bit ridiculous at points where you just be inundated with zombies, but yeah, lots of fun, very funny game, and lots of just fun to play it.
Also had the GoldenEye theme tune whenever the tank thing came out.
Yeah. Bonkers, here it comes.
Cool. Number 4. 3, 2, 1. So Wolfenstein. Yeah.
Wolfenstein is a very good game. Wolfenstein, specifically Old Blood, because it had like a grindhouse, like 70s style vibe to it. It's all like funky music and weird of the era, but yeah, really interesting characters, and it was a lot shorter as well. It's only a few hours long. It's like a DLC type side game to the main games that they did. But yeah, the combat again, fucking brilliant, really gruesome and visceral. But BJ Blazkowicz smashing the shit out of some Nazis, and yeah, stabbing some fools, doing a bit of stealth, doing a bit of action. Fucking love these reboot Wolfenstein games, but of all of them, this is the one that sort of sticks out to mind. Where if I had to play one again, which I do want to play them again, this would be the one to go to, definitely. The others are good, but they're way longer. So this is a nice sort of bite-sized version of the Wolfenstein goodness.
Yeah, Wolfenstein nearly made my list. It was probably like 11, 12, but the original one.
Yeah.
Oh, 3D, the actual old school 3D one.
The old, yeah. Do you know what? Of all of the ones, I cannot stand that one. That's one of the few games that makes me sick. The original Wolfenstein.
I think it's
3D.
the first FPS ever played, so that's probably why it's kind of fun memories. And I was any honourable mentions, that would probably been it. But yeah, it just missed out for me.
Fair enough. Well, tell us about Fallout 3 then.
I think Fallout 3 was just, well, what can we talk about? I mean, it had some of the best DLCs they've put in for Fallout. So they was all just different pacing, all brilliant, all kind of just worked in between the storyline as well. Because kind of spoilers again, but if I played it, obviously you were told you could option to die. But obviously that way they actually when you extend the DLC, they extend the storyline to make sure you don't die. And you can kind of go through more emotion. I think it's just whole open world goodness, so many different branching storylines. I remember one storyline literally where you could literally just go in here to start talking tree, and they send you on a massive quest, or you could just burn him alive and you get it and you win. And it's like, so there's always different consequences. If we had series, I probably would have New Vegas in here as well, just purely because New Vegas was brilliant. 4 missed the mark a bit. But I think Fallout 3 and 4 New Vegas, if you kind of put them together, kind of came out around this, not the same time, but kind of similar graphical engine. Fantastic.
Yeah, I feel gutted I left them out now. It's just because when they're close to my heart, they're more RPG than FPS in the way I've played them. Because I played the first 2, which are more tactical RPG ones rather than FPS. So
yeah, I do contend you do use your VATs more than anything. So what about Halo?
So yeah, I had to include the original Halo. It's when you think of FPSs and Xbox, they kind of go hand in hand. It's the one that started them all, the story that captured the imagination, and sort of the FPS about it, the shooting, the action, the multiplayer. There's so much to sort of remember of the series, and it's probably one of the most fondly remembered one in the series. That's the one that started it all. And yeah, when you think of Xbox, you kind of think of Halo, and yeah, this FPS list wouldn't feel right without it.
I feel like with Halo as well, it's iconic because let's not forget the times around your house with 4 TVs, or like trying to hide with massive consoles
old
in the
school
middle.
hub-connected ones,
and the
definitely.
16 players all lunch around Mike's living room as well. It was at one point in the summer trying to get everyone to play in.
A time when you needed flat screens while humping heavy-ass CRTs all over the place.
Yeah, I think I carried mine. I think you carried yours as well. It's like gotta carry this fucking 24-inch TV that weighs a ton. Good games.
Good times, eh?
Good games. Good games.
Good times, eh?
Good games indeed. Do you know what? I know we're moving on to number 3. I've got a sneaking suspicion we might be talking about Halo again very, very shortly. So let's move on very quickly, shall we?
Let's do it. Top 3 time, baby. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Graham! While you're here with us, Rainbow Six Raven Shield. Tell me about Rainbow Six.
Black Hour's much better, sure.
Yeah. Well, before I die again quicker than Eddie Price in this game, I just thought I had to mention this one just because of that series. I think this is like one of the first games we really kind of played online, sort of to put the real test of sort of the FPS, and it was just magical watching the multiplayer FPS happen, talking and watching your character's mouth move as you were talking. It just felt like you'd kind of hit that milestone of the next level of gaming, that online multiplayer FPS feel.
And getting flashbanged in the face by Pete.
Flashbang constantly on the carnival level.
Okay, yep. Yeah, of course. And let's not forget, I mean, Black Hour for me was also brilliant. Oh, no.
Will still haunt me, and yeah.
Nice.
You're short, I swear. This is
Yeah.
So the last thing you said was flashbang by Pete. So if you
Yeah.
repeat what you said after flashbang by Pete, and then finish your sentence, and then we'll move on.
so yeah. With the flashbangs at the start of every level, especially on the carnival level. So that level will live long in the memory or nightmares, depending on which end of that flashbang you're on. And yeah, it was an FPS that lives long in the memory and had great fond memories of sort of a milestone of gaming in there as FPS online. It was just great
It's
fun
one of
to
those.
play.
Yeah, I remember there's one where it was the first one that kind of brought the mic in, and like you go breaching clear. You had to flashbang clear, kick the door. No, I didn't say do that. What are
I
you
was
doing?
about to say the audio commands as well. It definitely tried to do too much in one go, and that really didn't work very well.
No,
It didn't work very well, but I had a great time using them, no matter what happened.
Yeah, I use more time than just go crazy. No, what are you doing? Don't do that one.
No, so you say open flashing clear, and it goes open breaching clear. Hostage.
Yeah.
Mission failed. Fuck again.
Yeah. No.
You guys stay there, and I'll just go alone. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me do it on my own. Not you. Yeah.
But,
Yeah, so had to be in the list. So many fond memories of it.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that one. Now we're talking about it, because I definitely probably been one of my top 10. Maybe not the latter part, but yeah, God, even Black Arrow was great fun. And then remember on multiplayer, I played that hours, especially on late night, and we used to like do UK versus America and stuff. Just great fun.
You know, I think we spoke about it before, but I got Black Arrow. I barely touched it. I mainly played, like I said, Rainbow Six Free, and then I never really got back into it until Vegas come out way later. But yeah, fucking great game. I can still vividly picture us spawning in and just a flash of white in our face and Pete giggling away. Normally, you could have like the voice modifiers, couldn't you, on the original Xbox? And like a little girl or a robot or something. It's like, Pete!
What you doing?
What? I don't know what happened.
It's not me.
Yeah. Go on, Ian. Break my heart, because I didn't think to include this one. Tell me all about.
I mean, it's the perfect stealth
One
game.
of the best games of all time, Dishonored.
Exactly, it's a perfect stealth game. It is first-person shoot elements into it, because you can.
You can shoot. You shouldn't, but you can shoot.
You shouldn't, but you can. And it's one of those weird ones, because the first-person shooter, but pretty much most of my gameplay through is me not shooting anyone or touching anyone. So the weird kind of loosely, like it shouldn't really be a first-person shooter because I do none of it. But it counts as a franchise, and just a brilliant story game. Again, original was much better than the second one. But yeah, just a fantastic game. Can't really fault it too much. However, there are two better games that are on my list.
Yes. Well, I'm going to change the rest of my entries to just Dishonored 1, 2, 3, 2, and 1, because Dishonored is fucking awesome.
Well, technically, Portal, we had discussions beforehand, and you said we weren't allowed it, but now it's all something in your list.
Yep. Well, it's in my list because I didn't want to upset you, and also it is a great game, and it's just fucking perfect. Really, it's a brilliant little puzzle game. As you said, as you fought for its case, you are shooting a gun, even if it's a portal gun. And yeah, the first one particularly short and sweet, couple of hours long, but it's funny, it's challenging, it's got a great sort of aesthetic. It set us up a nice little sort of side universe to Half-Life and all that sort of stuff. And it's one of those games you can just put on, just play for a couple of hours, finish it in the evening, and think, do you know what? That was fucking brilliant. I think I will play that again at some point next year, and do it again, and do it again, and do it again. I don't know how many times I played through the first one, but yeah.
And then the song's brilliant. This is a triumph.
Damn right. And it introduced me to Jonathan Coulton, who is one of my favourite artists now, because he's got a great library of songs. But yeah, this is Still Alive it's a great fucking ending song that I know Graham really appreciated when I kept putting on when I went around his house all the time.
I don't mind that song, actually. It's not too bad.
Now, I remember at the time was a very different.
That's because you kept talking about Portal, and I thought it was cack.
I'm glad you put it in, even though we had a mass discussion about it beforehand. But good point.
Nice.
And obviously, we may see this again. Number 2 in 3, 2, 1. And in 3, 2, 1. decided to be different as well and put Portal 2, the better of the Portals.
Not sure I'd agree with that entirely, but I can allow it. I can allow it.
I mean, like I say, for me, it was fantastic. The whole storyline was added extra, that doubled the length of it, so it kind of made it so much more seamless and better. That the new mechanics added were kind of the gel, and obviously the way that you kind of join forces with Gladys as well. Spoilers. And Wheatley as well, fantastic. Stephen Merchant, fantastic character, and obviously his little sidekick with him with space. And obviously all the
Space.
Cave Johnson one-liners that he was given in the Lemons. Which I won't do the whole spiel because even though I know it, I won't be saying it. But absolutely fantastic. I love it all. And there's just one little game that kind of pips to the post. But for me, Portal 2, absolutely brilliant ride. It's a shame they made a third one along with Half-Life, but hopefully we'll see. But speaking of thirds, Halo.
Halo the third, indeed. A fantastic game. Again, mainly for the multiplayer. I did enjoy the single player, but I don't remember it as well as the other two mainline games anyway. But yeah, I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours playing the multiplayer. Big team battle, capture the flag, team arena, team Team Slayer, free for all sorts of game modes, and the maps were fucking awesome. They had like remixes, sort of like a rehash of Blood Gulch and various other bits and pieces. But I forget the name of the maps. But there was a massive like sandy level, which was the big team battle one, and you could get the big like elephant tanks to drive around as well. And that was really great for like capture the flag and King of the Hill and stuff. And yeah, another one that I used to play with an old friend late at night, after we finished work. And yeah, hundreds and hundreds of hours playing that game, trying to get up the ranks and trying to unlock the special armor sets and stuff. Not that they did anything good for you; it just looked nice. But yeah, tremendously introduced the inventory items like the bubble shield and stuff, which was a great way of changing things up a bit to give you a bit more of a tactical advantage. Even though really all you needed was a sniper rifle and a shotgun to the face, and you're laughing really. And yeah, Forge and the theatre mode, so you can go back and watch your replays and cut clips and stuff as well. Yeah, fucking tremendous game, absolutely tremendous. The last proper multiplayer game I think I really got into, certainly in the Halo series, but other than maybe Rainbow Six Siege that we got into, and possibly Rocket League. Yeah, that's the last one that I really spent a lot of time playing, and yeah, absolutely fucking tremendous all round.
Yeah, can't knock it there. Yeah, really good franchise. I do remember playing a lot of it online as well. But Borderlands, I've mentioned it before earlier.
Yeah, and for the same sort of reasons, absolutely loved the storyline on this first one, and it definitely sort of brought a whole new dimension to the loot in the game because it was just immensely vast and immensely varied, and just so many different things you could go down, so many different options, and even like it had added charisma to weaponry as well, like guns that can scream, and it just added that extra new level to kind of games. And like I said, it's another one of those kind of hybrids of FPS and RPG into one. And yeah, like I said, the next in the series didn't kind of hit the same mark as this one did, but I absolutely loved this first one. And yeah, with the art style and everything, it just was a complete game changer of how sort of FPSs can be played. And yeah, and obviously now that they've made an exciting new TV series about it, or film about it, wherever it is.
Yeah.
With Kevin Hart and Jack Black and all sorts of crazy people.
Yeah, I think it's going to be quite a good series. I think it does look quite, even though like some people are stating it looks maybe comedic. I think it's meant to be comedic, and that's the whole point.
I must admit that the trailer did literally nothing for me, but I'm not really a Borderlands guy anyway, so
No, I see what you mean. Yeah, if you're not really that, but like I say, I think they've kind of got the right level of comedy for it, and hopefully they've got like the kind of like, not the gore, but like the whole, I guess, randomness it can be sometimes in the game. That they translate into the film or series. I'm not sure which it is.
Very nice, very nice.
So, does anyone have any honourable mentions before we talk about number one? Yes, go on, Jay.
I do. Pulling back to what I said about Graham's pick of Far Cry 4 earlier on, I'm going to throw in Far Cry 3. I fucking love that game. Definition of Insanity. Tremendous game. First Far Cry game I properly played. I'd only sort of dabbled in the last two, but I loved the open world aspect of it. I loved sort of the exploring and fighting the animals and crafting, skinning them and crafting them to upgrades. I loved exploring the jungles and the land, not so much the water. That was what sort of set me off really with not enjoying water in games. There was one particular mission you had to skin like a rare shark, but he was right down deep in this massive. It wasn't quite a lake, but it was like just a massive pool of water. And I remember I dived in. I just literally closed my real life eyes and just went down as far as possible because I'd already killed him from the surface. Hit the button and so I swam back up. I was like, "Have I done it? Have I done it? Fuck no! I've done it! I've done it!" Jump back on the boat and I've never been so ridiculously terrified in all my life of playing a video game. No need for that. But yeah, the story was great and interesting. The setting was lovely. It looked great. And I had a fucking tremendous time playing that game, apart from, like I said, when I had to get in the water and fight the sharks, which... no.
Any honorable mentions for you, Gray?
Not honorable mentions. Probably would have put Fallout into my list had I thought about it a bit more. But yeah, there's no other FPSs I think I would have added to the list.
I think for me, there's two quick ones I probably mentioned, which kind of just missed out or probably also forgot, was Rainbow Six Black Arrow and obviously 3. Just again for the enjoyment we had before and the whole kind of mic and obviously Breach and Clear and obviously all that kind of fun. And again, late nights for me because I work in the cinema. So when I get home, I'm playing loads of Americans, make loads of good friends with American people. And yeah, just great online multiplayer. I think that's the kind of my kind of teenagehood was just playing that online a lot in the evenings. Another one was which was played a lot back then, was Team Fortress 2 and classics, but Team Fortress 2 more. Got quite a lot of competitive scene as well than that. And my good old Bay, which I got a little figurine for of Demolition. So I also played Demo one as a competitive. I was very good with him. That was my main. So yep, and I always make sure I keep them nicely boxed. I don't think I ever will unbox it. But yeah, Demo Man was my main, and yes, it was because he was black. I demoed him and made him. Very much clear. That was the main reason why I made him. I got very good of him, and yeah. So I think for me, I will always remember my times with when I was actually became a competitive gamer, and yeah, that would be my honorable mention.
Nice.
Let's go to our number ones, and let's all argue
number one
of who is wrong.
The moment we finally arrived at the top tier games of all time, first person shooters.
Our top number ones are in 3, 2, 1.
Oh, Titanfall, Ian. I must admit that one completely fucking skipped over my thought process, but yeah, Titanfall.
I've still got these bad boy headsets from Titanfall, original ones. So yeah, for me, absolutely perfect game. It was all online, and yeah, people kind of fell off it after a while. And then you obviously had number 2 with the single player storyline because people kicked off at the first one. But the first one was just brilliant. I think the whole online side of things, just the way kind of you don't have to keep fighting anyone. You can just go through like you can kill the enemy AIs if you wanted to go through. The whole Titanfall dropping, the kind of, and obviously intertwined with Apex, which was just kind of great. Just had so much time, so much good fun playing, and I couldn't stop playing every evening. I'll be going back and play Titanfall again. That they always kept adding content to it, and obviously they added the defense mode as well, which was brilliant. Just everything about it was great, and the fact they made the second one as well, which obviously do give a special shout out to the second one because it didn't make my list. I like to put it towards the top here with Titanfall as a series. I'm breaking the rules, turn the paper up, and putting both 1 and OG here because 2 was brilliant. I didn't like the multiplayer side of 2 as much as I 1. But I can't knock the storyline. The storyline was fantastic, and yeah, I think I just love it. I absolutely love it.
Very nice, as we'd like to say around these parts.
Nice. But go on, Half-Life 2. We know it's fantastic. I know it's fantastic, but tell me why more is it fantastic?
I mean, Graham doesn't. I don't think appreciates it quite as much as we do. But it's it was one of those games, like you were saying. I forget which game you mentioned earlier on. I think Gray said about Halo 2. One of them ones that the hype had built up so much for it, and I watched every single trailer I could find. I got a demo disc, like a DVD, sorry, on an Xbox magazine, and it had a 10-minute gameplay clip of Half-Life 2, and I just watched that over and over and over again. I loved the way they implemented the physics and the way they utilized like simple stuff now, but like the seesaw. There was an early puzzle with a seesaw where you had to like place boxes to try and balance it so you could climb up, and then the way you could float like barrels and boxes down water to get across, or to move an explosive barrel further down to blow up an enemy sort of placement. The gunplay was awesome. I mean, the standard guns were good fun to use and felt really great, but obviously the gravity gun is where it's at. And once you got hold of that and you start picking up first the objects and then eventually the actual enemies themselves and throwing them around, it just opened it up to all sorts of carnage and chaos, and picking up a soldier and lobbing him at his mate and watching him just tumble off and get destroyed left, right, and centre was never ever got old. The storyline was really interesting as well. It was really well put together, with following Alex and the way they, at the time, again, sort of the revolutionary tech behind the cutscenes and the voice acting and the motion capture and stuff like that. And obviously the episodes as well. I'm kind of lumping them in together as well. With Titanfall, the episode 1 and 2 were just excellent additions to that. I will grant you the driving the truck around sort of like the middle section of the game was less than ideal. But it was a small blip on an otherwise fucking almost perfect first-person shooter, as far as I'm concerned.
I can't even fault your words. Me, amazing. I think everything sums it up to why I love it as well.
I've practiced this.
And great, GoldenEye.
Yeah, what can I said? It's already been said. You only live twice. The man with the golden gun. One that sort of really introduced sort of interesting sort of game modes, even including ones such as big heads, slappers only, knives only, and
clubs only.
Club only.
If only there was a clubs only, just to really extend that game life. But I mean, it goes to show when these kind of games like FPSs, if you don't have to sort of fully.
He's died, hasn't he? He has died. Okay, that's fine. We'll wait a bit.
I do wonder whether it's like, because I'm hosting this, aren't I?
For it to
I don't know if it's because I'm hosting, maybe, but I don't normally host it, and it's a problem. It's still a problem, but
this is
it's very strange.
Suicidal now. Fuck
very
me.
strange.
Let's go quickly because it comes back. Okay.
Yeah, it's back. Right.
So and GoldenEye.
Yeah. So what is there left to say that hasn't already been said? There's so many sort of unique things about this game. Sort of man with the golden gun. You only live twice. Had some interesting game modes, sort of lasers only and knives only and slappers only and big
Clubs
head
only.
modes, clubs only. It's what it needed to have. But I mean, it was just that, and the fact that in the multiplayer that you can see like the levels weren't even finished. The design, there's no barriers and things like that. It was sort of its simple nature helped make that game even better than what it actually was. It just made that sort of multiplayer so much fun to play, and it was just FPS wise for N64, it was sort of amazing and sort of
Fair play.
Really good, really good game. I
Yeah.
think probably one of those games that you could just enjoy
that with remakes, but
at the time. I think if you try and go back to it now, you're probably going to be shit out of luck. But
well, so they did the remake, didn't they?
They did do the remake, which was good, but the original one, I've tried to go back and load up my N64 version, and I still enjoy it. But I think a new player now might struggle to get into the
controls,
the weirdness of how it feels and plays the control. But
wasn't it forced inverted as well?
No,
I think there might have been an element of inversion to it, which, I mean, fucking Champion, of course, it should be. All games should be inverted.
Yeah, the way you sort of look up and down.
Yeah.
But it wasn't there weird ass controllers.
Yeah,
but
It's a slight tangent, I know, but I still remember your brother being like, "I have to have the golden controller. It's my controller. It's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
use."
Yep.
And now I have a golden controller. Ha ha!
He's so precious about it. Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, fondest of memories playing that game multiplayer, even with my brother and everyone. It's a sort of, it was an epic multiplayer experience if there ever was one to start me off.
oh, so there we go. There we go. There's our top 10. So I think if we go down a list and we give our top game 10 points and we go all the way down to 1, we've got a list here. So Half-Life. No, sorry, go back. So GoldenEye, because obviously Gray had it quite high up, and Jay also had it. It gets a nice round 12 points, and that is third. Bioshock, we all had it. And that it comes second with 13 points. But our top game, probably because I had it quite high and Jay had number 1, is Half-Life. So technically,
Half-Life 2.
point-wise, Half-Life is the greatest first-person shooter to Xbox Tavern out of us 3, even though
Xbox Tavern's top 10, top tier game is Half-Life 2. I think what the prize was as well, Ian, if I'm not mistaken, was that Graham has to play the top game that wins. So, Graham, congratulations. You now get to enjoy Half-Life 2 properly.
Yes, embrace it.
I think I have played it briefly for about a few minutes around yours, so I have played it. So you've got your wish.
No, you have to fully complete it now.
That was never on the cards.
And you have to do the achievement as well, which is really annoying. We have to take a gnome from the beginning.
Carry the gnome. Yeah, I never. I think I tried that, and I think they had one in Left 4 Dead, and I tried that. I don't know if I ever did it or not, but I'm certainly not doing a fucking Half-Life.
Oh no, it's fucking nightmare because you have to get with the car as well. Absolute nightmare. I did it, but there we go.
Of course you did. Of course
I did. Of course I did. So thank you very much for joining us. This has been Xbox Tavern top 10 Tavern's top 10 Triple T new series where we're going to basically have top 10s of random things. Who knows what we'll pick next? I truly think it should be Portal, but never mind. Anyway, everyone say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good farewell.
Farewell. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining us.
Have fun. Bye.
End card.